If ever there was a Renaissance man, it is my guest, Marshall Mitchell. He has done everything from driving a big rig truck to working in a nursing home as an orderly. But his true love and talent is cowboy music. I'm Nancy Noyes, and you're watching Bella Vista and Beyond. Thank you for joining us today, Marshall. We're delighted to have you.
I'm proud as a new parent to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
Tell us, how did you get your start in music?
I didn't come from a musical family, but my sister somehow or another had a ukulele, and I kind of absconded with it. Worked on the ukulele, and then on the 13th birthday, I asked for a guitar. And so we went to Western Auto. I got an old Silvertone made out of 2x4 and barbed wire, and I had a beginning guitar chord book and 4 Johnny Cash albums, and that's how I began my musical career. My mom worked in an office and came home one day and said she worked with a lady that had a boy about my age, and they were going to get a band together. So why don't you take your guitar and go over there and see if you can get in the band? And that was the springboard that started.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, why did you adopt the cowboy personality?
It's a Texas thing, you know, born and raised in Texas, and I have to tell you, I came home from the hospital in spurs and chaps. So, but actually, you know, Saturday morning, I didn't watch much cartoons, but it was the Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, Cisco Kid, Paladin, you know, the shows. Everybody was a cowboy. Everybody wanted to be a cowboy. And I was on my high school rodeo team. My granddad had a farm down in Central Texas, and we just played cowboys. And it just became that. And when I started playing music, I always wore the hat, and that's just what I am.
Well, I understand that you write many of your own songs. What is that process like for you?
It never was work for me, you know. And I have to tell you, my first poem. See, a song is just poem set to music, and my first poem uh, was in the second grade, and this little girl, her name was Ramona Bearden, and I wrote her a poem, a love poem, and put it on her desk. And about 10 minutes later, she come back with it all wadded up and threw it at me, you know. And but it didn't deter me. And you know, through my life, actually, songs. It's kind of like floating in the air. I don't know how it comes, because people ask, do you write the music first? Do you write the line first? And it just depends. It could come, an inspiration could come on a breath of wind, you know, to bring a memory to you, or you overhear somebody say something in the hallway, and it's like, hey, you know, that's an idea. Or, you know, I spend hours and hours with the guitar, and you just play on the guitar, and something, it just metamorphosizes. So different. I don't know if there's this one way. You know, you ask 10 songwriters, you get 10 different answers.
Well, I was going to ask you, what what are some of your inspirations other than the ones that you talked about just now?
Well, memories. I mean, inspiration can come from, you know, a book or a movie, or, you know, a situation that you're in. How my cowboy music for kids morphed into was, we had little girls, and they were 2 and 3, and they would be in the bathtub with their bubble bath tea party, and I would take my guitar and go in there, and we'd sing the nursery rhymes. And then I got to thinking, they're going to have to learn stuff, you know, to get in school. So what's the first song we learned? ABCDs, and I have to lick my finger, keep that pick in my hand. But it's not so much that you know the ABCs, you have to learn how to work them. And I found out that you can't make any word in English without a vowel. So, being a cowboy and being a yodeler, I came up with this. When I was a little boy, I was sent to school. I learned all my numbers and was taught the golden rule. Then we came to English, how to read and write. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get it right. But I worked hard and long to memorize the alphabet. There was something in it that I just couldn't get. But then I heard the cowboy yodel, suddenly, hey, I knew how. 21 are consonants, these 5 are the vowels. Now, everybody out there can sing with me on this one. A, E, I, O, U. 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 Well, A, E, I, O, U. If you're having trouble, I got just the cure. Just sing the cowboy yodel, and then you'll know them for sure. Everybody sing. A, E, I, O, U. 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 Well, A, E, I, O, U. And now you know them too. A, E, I, O, U. But it's not enough to know them. You have to put them together to make them work. Songs like, let me move this up half step and play. D-O-G won't R-U-N no more. My D-O-G won't R-U-N no more. My D-O-G won't R-U-N, so I can't hunt with my best friend. My D-O-G won't R-U-N no more. So we use O and U and dog and run. And then we go C-A-T won't N-A-P no more. My C-A-T won't N-A-P no more. My C-A-T won't N-A-P. Just lays there on my L-A-P. My C-A-T won't N-A-P no more. So we used A in cat, nap, and laugh. And what we have left is I and E. Now, E is sometimes tricky because it's silent. So you have words like, my P-I-G won't S-M-I-L no more. My P-I-G won't S-M-I-L no more. My P-I-G won't S-M-I-L, he hadn't laughed in quite a while. My P-I-G won't S-M-I-L no more. I and E in pig, smile, and whine.
Wow.
Just having fun with words and music.
Well, in those songs, it really seems like you have made learning fun. And I think that's really helpful, don't you?
I do too, and you know, sometimes just talking, the words get lost. Like I told my girls, you know, get in there and clean up the room. 15 minutes later, you go in there and they're playing. And you say, I thought I asked you to clean up the room. And they're like, oh, I forgot. If I had said, you best clean up your room. You best clean up your room. I'm going to come and check, and I'm coming soon. And then they would have that little melody, and maybe it would stick more in their mind. So it's just having fun with words and music and taking what we know, because we're just big kids, helping the little ones.
Right, exactly. Well, what other audiences besides children enjoy your music?
My goodness. I have played all over the country for just everybody. I started off at the clubs. And it's taking if I could ever put it into words, a room full of strangers and making them your friends. Because everywhere I go, somebody says, oh, do you know this song or do you know that song? So you tell them I'll learn it. And so when you come back, you expand your repertoire, you make them feel special, and you build your crowd. So everybody likes a safe place. Everybody likes that. You remember that commercial, Take Me Away, you know?
Yes.
Well, coming from Texas, always going down south, it's almost like Mexico. So. this is a good dance tune. I think I'll pack up the car, grab my old guitar, just haul off and go. Gonna leave this range, boy, I need a change, don't you know? I'm gonna stare at the moon, laying out on the dunes just like long ago. I need to clear my mind, spending me some time in Mexico. Oh, Mexico, I see vaqueros go riding by, caballos in the sky, up where the seabirds fly. Oh, Mexico, never will I feel so all alone. You keep me safe and warm, Mexico. Old memories on a savory breeze sway me to and fro. Waves on the sand are extending a hand beckoning me to go. I can still hear her calling me nearer and whispering low. One thing's for certain, my heart is hurting for Mexico. Oh, Mexico, I see vaqueros go riding by, caballos in the sky, up where the seabirds fly. Oh, Mexico, never will I feel so all alone. You keep me safe and warm, Mexico. You know what? I should be drinking tequila with a sweet senorita. We'd slowly just drift away. We could walk hand in hand on that soft midnight sand. Maybe next time I'll stay. Oh, Mexico, I see vaqueros go riding by, caballos in the sky, up where the seabirds fly. Oh, Mexico, never will I feel so all alone. You keep me safe and warm, Mexico. Yeah, you keep me safe and warm, Mexico.
Wow.
And see, where did that come from? I remember distinctly, I was sitting at the supper table, sipping on some sweet tea, playing guitar, and then it just kind of sort of, you've heard uh, songwriters or artists, say, oh, I wrote that in 10 minutes, and it just kind of fell out just like that.
Wow. Well, I know that your music has broad appeal to many different types of audiences. What is your favorite thing about performing?
To be honestly and truthful, first off, in the beginning, it was the free beer and the girls. But as you go along, you start to find out that you're not just a talking head up there. I've never been one to say, hey, look at me, it's me on the stage. I think it works better if you include everybody else in the performance so that everybody else feels a part of it. I used to take soda pop bottles and rinse them out and then put yellow popping corn and super glue the lids on because kids are always kids and pass them out so that everybody can have a shaker, everybody can have a part of it so that it's not me, it's us. So I think that makes, and I've played for, golly gee, I graduated 12 classes of fraternity and sororities at that university. I played 25 years for most every first grader in Springdale School District with their stick horse rodeo. Played for Bikes Blues when they were in Fayetteville. I've done elected officials, on both sides of the aisle, and we just toured the whole country with this right there. It's just been a great lifestyle. My wife tells me I've had a blessed lifestyle. So I walked off of good paying jobs to go earn tens of dollars playing music.
Well, not only do you perform for kids and clubs, you also perform for senior citizens.
Right.
What kind of music do you play for them?
Because of the vast variety of the clubs, I can do By the Light of the Silvery Moon,
Oh,
Waif into All of Me, Why Not Take All of Me, you know, and you Under the Boardwalk, you know, songs that they could remember, you know, when I was just a kid was coming out. And it was like, I just, when you can reach somebody, and I always tell them, I like to take the audience, turn the audience, return the audience, and leave them wanting more. So it's like, there are songs that I do, my songs, that they say, you can't come back unless you play that song whenever you're here. So it was, you know, it's been a joy. I have had a blessed life.
yes, I can see that. Well, could you play one of the songs that you might play for a senior citizen audience?
Sure. Have to have my trusty capo here. I was on the high school rodeo team, and I knew I was going to be able to dance with one of the pretty girls because ever since 13 years old, I was behind the microphone. So I purposely memorized all the dance steps so that when I got out there, I could shake a rug with them. The problem was I memorized them all backwards, so I was like a dyslexic dancer, you know, and it was, you know, they were like, you're not a very good dancer, and I would tell them, well, no, I just wanted to hold on to you for a minute or two. She was a lady, he was a cowboy, making their own way around. He rode the rodeo, followed the circuit. She rode the high side of town. Bruises and blisters, a born and bred drifter. She wore the satin and lace. Fate is much harder to handle or barter when it comes face to face. Now the cowboy loved the lady, and the lady loved him. She would not say it, he'd only grin. But too much to drink from a bottle of whiskey, too many long nights alone, too many earnest and strong innuendos made the cowboy take her home. Now he had the courage he had found in the bottle. She stood alone in the dark. He softly kissed her and left her in silence, knowing the end from the start. Now the cowboy was leaving, and the lady knew why. She would not say it, he could not lie. But too much to drink from a bottle of whiskey, too many long nights alone, too many earnest and strong innuendos made the cowboy take her home. She is a lady, and he is a cowboy, making their own way around. He rides the rodeo, follows the circuit. She rides the high side of town.
That was wonderful, Marshall. I really enjoyed that one as well. All of them.
Now let me ask you, because I always ask them,
Okay.
if I were to do a video, would he stay with her, or would he walk her to the door, kiss her on the cheek, and leave?
I think he would walk her to the door, kiss her on the cheek, and leave.
I did too, but you would, oh, he stayed with her, and it's a cowboy.
It's a cowboy, right?
It is.
He's a cowboy. And, if you're a cowboy, you can't very well settle down very easily.
Right.
You have to ride the range and rope the cows. And like you said in one of your other songs, if you can rope a cow, you'll never push a plow.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and I think that's exactly what would happen.
Don't
So,
fence me in.
right.
And that's another one.
Yes, well. So, Marshall, if you had to describe your philosophy of life, what would it be?
I think, honestly and truthfully, and I talk to them every time I play for the kids, or I play for the grandmas and grandpas, I always have them point your finger right at me. Because if you look at your hand, you have one going out, three coming back. And when you realize that we're just all trying to get through life as best we can, and that's the reason why I have this song, which I think everybody, you don't have to be kids, you don't have to be grandmas and grandpas, you don't have to be a college student, you don't have to be in the 8th grade to do this, because when you look in the mirror, mornings or afternoon or evening, who are you looking at? You're looking at the coolest person we know. Everybody, and I say this just from my perspective, all the girls will be Elizabeth Taylor or Doris Day, and all the guys will be Arnold Schwarzenegger or Chuck Norris, or, those guys. We are who we are. And that's why we have to realize we're the best thing going. When I was a little boy, no, that's the other one. See it, and they're all real similar. Hang on a minute, it's in the file. And see, that's the problem with knowing thousands of songs.
Yeah.
That you have to, here we go. Because we were born. I was born just who I am. They broke the mold that day. I'm a unique individual. What more can I say? I got toes upon my feet, fingers on my hands. And it's true that no one's perfect, but I like the way I am. I like me, cause I'm happy. I like me, cause I'm sweet. I like me, cause I'm funny. I think I'm pretty neat. I like me, just because someone like me is hard to beat. I like me from my head down to my feet. And we can say, I like me. I like me. I like me. I like me. It's true, I could be taller, my hair be curly or straight. My eye color could be different, and I could always lose or put on weight. Well, I could be more athletic, but I've come to understand of all the things that I could change, I still like who I am. I like me, cause I'm happy. I like me, cause I'm sweet. I like me, cause I'm funny. I think I'm pretty neat. I like me, just because someone like me is hard to beat. I like me from my head down to my feet. Come on, say it with me. I like me.
I like me.
I like me.
I like me.
I like me. I like me. Well, if somebody tells me I'm weird and out of place, I don't get mad. I don't get sad. A smile comes on my face. I just tell them thank you. I'm glad you can see no one else in this whole world is just like me. I like me cause I'm happy. I like me cause I'm sweet. I like me cause I'm funny. I think I'm pretty neat. I like me just because someone like me is hard like me. I like me. I like me. I like me. And I like you too.
That's a great song, Marshall. Wonderful.
When we like ourselves, knowing we're not perfect, I'm my worst critic. I have messed up, you know, and this is when it's on tape, you can see every mistake. When you're live, you know, it kind of rolls right off. But nobody's perfect. And when you come to realize that nobody's perfect, it's easier to kind of let people have a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
You know, that was a hard lesson for me to learn. But that's the way it is.
Yes.
I like me. And when you say, I like me, you can say, I like you too.
Well, I think that's a very important song because I think it would help to instill in everyone a sense of self-confidence and really, really help them feel good about themselves, which is very important, I think,
Right.
don't you?
I do. And I don't think we compliment people enough. And I have, you know, blown people away by the air conditioner guy come to do the, you know, when it's summertime and he comes and check all this out and he goes away. And I call the office and I tell him, man, I like the guy. He did a great job. Oh, well, thank you. Because you know as well as I do, when you mess up, everybody and his dog reminds you.
Exactly.
When you do good, they just let it slide. And it's, to me, you need to, and it's this again, give. A lot of people give to get. And if my philosophy was anything, you give and don't worry about getting. You just, we have it, so you give it.
Exactly.
So,
Well, I'd like to thank you, Marshall, for being with us today and sharing your music and your stories. Just wonderful. Do you have a little song that you'd like to leave us with?
I do, and I do this in all of my shows so that you can take this tune with you. Ride a happy trail, sing a happy tune. Now, I'll see you again. I hope it will be soon. Take a happy thought and put it in your heart. That way you will know we'll never be apart. So long, adios for now. So long, all my saddle pals. So long, in a little while I'll see you down the trail. I'll see you down the trail. Cowboys and cowboy girls never say goodbye. We always say adios for now.
Wonderful, Marshall. Thank you so much. Be sure to watch Bella Vista and Beyond every second Wednesday of each month on YouTube. Just go to Bella Vista Community TV and click the show you want to see and the date. You can watch anytime, day or night. See this show after 3 o'clock today. Don't forget, we're all volunteers here at BBC TV, and we have bills to pay. Text the word DONATE to 479-269-9426 to keep the cameras rolling. We appreciate the generous support of the City of Bella Vista and the Property Owners Association. For Bella Vista and Beyond, I'm Nancy Noyes. See you next month.